Well, hello and welcome to Third Power Life podcast. We are at January 4th and very excited for this year, for 2024. I think it's going to be great. There are a lot of great things that are happening and interesting stuff in the works. And one of the things that I do as part of my morning routine, after I do my journaling, right, is I will read some of the Daily Stoic. And it was interesting to me that this morning I was talking about the big three. And it's things that you need to do in order to have a great life. So I want to share those with you after the intro. Welcome to my journey of self-discovery, life balance, career success, and business creation. This podcast works to answer the question of how successful professionals like us stop drifting and get focused on keeping our careers and businesses growing rapidly while having a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love. What we call the Third Power Life. And this is the Third Power Life podcast. So the quote was actually by Marcus Aurelius, who said, "All you need are these: certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way." And that is such a profound statement, right? And one of the things that I love where Ryan Holiday kind of summarizes it. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a daily reading that has to do with Stoic philosophy, which I find absolutely wonderful. Is that, the three most essential parts of Stoic philosophy worth carrying with you every day into every decision is control your perceptions, direct your actions properly, and willingly accept what's outside your control. And, I do taught many times. I've got a podcast episode about it. I've taught trainings on it. Is, the kind of the circle of control, circle of influence, and circle of concern, right? We all have things that we can control, right? Which is ourselves. It's the way we think, right? Jim Rohn says, I love it. It's the same wind blows on us all, but it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our success. It's the set of the sails. And that is so critical. Stuff happens, right? If 2023 showed me anything, it's that stuff happens. Probably a different S for some of us. But it's not what happens to us that really matters. It's our perception of what happens that really makes a difference. And so, I love this, that, we need to control our perceptions, right? So I can look at something that this horrible thing has happened to me, or this has happened, and here's how I can use that to either learn or grow or change, right? And based on that perception, direct your actions properly, right? Is it, acting out in revenge and in anger? I was reading some article today about how there's this now kind of power struggle going on for the Disney board. And, Ike is trying to come back in, and it's all based on revenge. And I'm like, nothing good is going to come of that, right? There's no positive outcome of this if it's based on revenge. If it's personal vendetta, if it's ego, if it's all of that, that doesn't help the situation. It never does, right? We need to grow and learn from situations, because, don't get me wrong. People do us wrong. People are people. They will do stuff that just absolutely boggles your mind and pisses you off. But it's how do we react to that matters. Do we let it define us? Do we let it define our actions? No, that's not a positive way to look at things. We need to be able to willingly accept what is not in our control, because things are not always in our control, and it's how we are going to go about fixing it and changing our attitude and our actions. That's what matters. So, what I want for you to take from today is to understand that life happens. Life happens to all of us. And it's not the blowing of the wind, it is the set of our sails that matters. And that, we need to make sure that we act properly, that we act the way that would make our mamas proud, if you will, right? We need to act in a way that's going to help us, not hinder us. And that we have to understand that some things are in our control and some things are not. And what is in our control is ourselves, our minds, our emotions, right? Some things we can influence. Let's influence those. But understand that some things are beyond our control, and it doesn't have to define how we react and how we act and how we feel. Because your emotions, how you feel, impacts not just your day, but it impacts those around you. It impacts those closest to you, your family, right? When your spouse comes home and has had a horrible day, because you can feel that tension. Your children can feel that tension. So I'm here to tell you, understand that some things are outside of your control, and that's okay. We get to choose how we react to them and how we let them affect us. So don't let the world get you down. Understand that you have control of your body, of your mind, of your emotions, and that you can choose to have a third power life. Till tomorrow, my friends. Thank you for listening to the Third Power Life podcast. Before you go, one quick question for you. Where are you on the path of life? Are you just drifting through your life? Are you fully in command somewhere in between? Well, you can find out where you are now by taking my new Commander Survey. It will tell you where you are on your growth journey and how to move yourself to the next level. You can find the link on the screen or in the show notes. Now, all I want to know now is, where do you stand?